Police will probe Adib's case thoroughly. Sungai Semenyih LRA resumes as water supply being restored. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. A thorough investigation will be conducted over the death of Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim after an inquest ruled his death was caused by two or more persons unknown, according to Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. The Home Minister said he believed Muhammad Adib's case would be probed thoroughly to ensure that those responsible were brought to justice. Tan Sri Muhyiddin said the government accepts the inquest's ruling on Muhammad Adib's death. In a statement posted on his official Facebook page, he said he'll leave it to the police to continue with the investigation in accordance with the rule of law. In Georgetown, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng urged all parties to respect the coroner court's findings. Moving forward, he hoped that those responsible for his death will be charged soon. On Friday, the coroner's court, after 41 days of inquest, ruled that Muhammad Adib's death was caused by two or more persons unknown. Sessions Court Judge Rofia Mohammed, who sat as coroner for the inquest, concluded that the blunt chest trauma injuries sustained by Muhammad Adib were not self-inflicted nor caused by an accident during the 27th November riot outside the Seafield Sri Maha Mariamman Temple in Subang Jaya. Muhammad Adib, 24, became critically injured after he and his team members from the Subang Jaya fire station responded to an emergency call at the temple where a riot was taking place. The fireman passed away at the National Heart Institute IJN on 17th December. The Sungai Semenyih water treatment plant has resumed operations after it was shut down due to an odor pollution in the raw water source, according to Pengurusan Air Selangor Sendirian Berhad Air Selangor in a statement this morning. Air Selangor said the plant has resumed full operations at 6:30 a.m. after it was shut down for 13 hours and 30 minutes. That resulted in a daily production reduction of 357 million litres of water per day. It said the process of increasing the balance pool level and channeling it to the distribution system, as well as the service pool at the affected areas, are currently underway before water supplies can be provided for the staged recovery process. Air Selangor yesterday said that the source of the contamination had been traced to a sewage treatment facility in Bandar Mahkota. Some 372,031 users in the Petaling district, Hulu Langat, Kuala Langat and Sepang experienced unscheduled water cuts due to the contamination. Air Selangor said water tanker trucks have been mobilized and 10 local service centers have been activated at 8 a.m. today to assist affected customers until the water supply is fully restored. Police arrested 114 people along with 109,259 ringgit worth of drugs in the operation codenamed Obsdam Tokan, carried out for 2 days from Thursday, targeting small-scale drug dealers in Pulau Pinang. Bukit Aman Narcotics Crime Investigation Department NCID Director Datuk Muhammad Khalil Khadir Muhammad said the joint operation by Bukit Aman NCID and the Pulau Pinang Police Contingent was an ongoing effort by the department to curb drug distribution activities.
Kita telah fokus kepada satu operasi yang kita namakan DAM Tokan. DAM, D-A-M-N, DAM maknanya kita laknat Tokan ni tadi kerana mereka telah menyusahkan keluarga-keluarga dan juga kepada masyarakat sekalian dengan menjual secara runcit dadah-dadah ni.
Briefing reporters yesterday, he said during the operation, 114 drug peddlers aged 18 to 45 were arrested in Pulau Pinang and police seized a total of 2,709.23 grams of drugs worth 109,259 ringgit. NCID's operation this time focused on young people who sell drugs on a small scale, Datuk Muhammad Khalil said, adding that police also seized various motorcycles and cars owned by the suspects believed to be used in criminal activities worth about 170,700 ringgit during the operation. Sultan Ismail Petra, the father of the Sultan of Kelantan, Sultan Muhammad V, was laid to rest at the Langgar Royal Mausoleum in Kota Baru at 7:20 p.m. yesterday. The remains of Sultan Ismail Petra were placed on a carriage and ferried for 4 kilometers from the Istana Balai Besar to the Langgar Royal Mausoleum by a special vehicle drawn by 50 personnel from the Malaysian Armed Forces ATM and the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM. A somber and gloomy atmosphere filled the air as thousands of mourners paid their last respects to the late Sultan Ismail Petra as the carriage moved slowly along the route. A 72-gun salute was fired along the journey of the remains of the late Sultan Ismail Putra, who died at 8:11 a.m. yesterday at the Royal Ward of the Raja Perempuan Zainab II Hospital to the Langgar Royal Mausoleum. The remains of Sultan Ismail Petra, the 28th Sultan of Kelantan, were interred next to the grave of his father, the late Sultan Yahya Petra. Funeral prayers were earlier held at the Balairung Seri, Istana Kota Lama, led by Imam Muhammad Shukri. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, who represented the federal government, and her husband, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, were present to pay their last respects to the late Sultan Ismail Petra, who ruled the state from 30th of March 1980 until May 2009. Sultan Ismail Petra, who had been ill for more than a year after suffering a stroke, was succeeded by his son, Sultan Muhammad V, who ascended the throne on 13th September 2010. The Malaysian Medical Relief Society Mercy Malaysia founder Tan Sri Dr. Jamila Mahmud has received the Anugerah Tokoh Peneraju Kemanusiaan Award for her contribution and pivotal role in the organisation for the last 2 decades. The award by Mercy Malaysia was presented by Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, who is also the Mercy Malaysia Royal Patron at the organization's Humanitarian Appreciation and Fundraising Dinner 2019 in the nation's capital last night. Also present was Raja Permaisuri Perak, Tuanku Zara Salim. Tan Sri Dr. Jamila, who was unable to attend the ceremony, was represented by her husband, Datuk Dr. Ashar Abdullah. Khazanah Nasional Berhad former Chief Executive Officer, Tan Sri Azman Mokhtar, was given the Anugerah Tokoh Khas Kemanusiaan Award. Earlier, Mercy Malaysia President Datuk Dr. Ahmad Faizal Pardaus, in his speech, said the ceremony was held not just to celebrate their 20th anniversary, but was also an effort to bring together their royal patron, board of trustees, executive council members, volunteers, donors, as well as their past and present staff. The dinner was attended by 400 guests who also took the opportunity to purchase a variety of products to support the organization's fundraising efforts. The event raised 200,000 ringgit, which will be used to support humanitarian work within Malaysia. The Southern Tigers squad stormed into the semi-finals of the 2019 Malaysia Cup campaign with a 5-1 aggregate win after thrashing Terengganu FC TFC 4-1 in the second leg at the tie at Tan Sri Hassan Yunos Stadium in Larkin last night. With a slim 1-0 lead over the visitors from the first leg played at the Sultan Ismail Nasiruddin Shah Stadium last Saturday, the Johor Darul Tazim JDT squad opened the scoring in the 16th minute through a spot kick by Gonzalo Cabrera. The penalty was awarded by the referee after Corbin Ong was fouled in the box by Nasrullah Hanif Johan. In the 22nd minute, Muhammad Safawi Rashid extended JDT's lead through a free kick before scoring a brace in the 36th minute, thanks to a beautiful pass from Brazilian striker Diogo Luis Santo. The Turtle squad, who were under great pressure to close the scoring gap, continued to be punished in the 39th minute when Cabrera slotted in the 4th goal for his side. Terengganu finally found their feet in the 45th minute when captain Lee Andrew Tuck scored to slightly reduce the gap before the break. However, the second half of the match went by without any further goals for either side. Premier League side UKM FC advanced to the Challenge Cup finals in style after defeating Sarawak 6-1 in the second leg of the semi-finals at Kuala Lumpur Football Stadium, Cheras, last night. This gave them an impressive 7-1 aggregate victory, as they had also beaten Sarawak 1-0 at the State Stadium in Petrajaya, Kuching in the first leg on the 22nd of September. Mohammad Hafizi Amiruddin scored the opening goal in the 4th minute for UKM FC before doubling it 3 minutes later. Croatian striker Mateo Roskam added salt to injury for the visitors with back-to-back goals in the 23rd and 31st minutes. Sarawak managed to score their only goal of the match through midfielder Muhammad Alif Hassan in the 36th minute. Iranian import striker Milad Zanipur then rounded up the victory with a brace in the 51st and 74th minutes. UKM FC will face Johor Darul Tazim 2 JDT 2 in a final, with the first leg to be played at Pasir Gudang Municipal Council Stadium in Johor Bahru on the 5th of October and the return leg at the Kuala Lumpur Football Stadium in Cheras on 10th of October. JDT 2 booked their spot in the final after securing a 4-2 aggregate victory over defending champions Terengganu FC 2 in another semi-final clash in Pasir Gudang on Friday. That concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, police will probe Adib's case thoroughly. Join us again at 7 this evening. Till then, I'm Cynthia Arthur and thank you for watching.